Welcome back, guys, to another posted podcast with your host, Rollie Vogues.
Ronnie.
And today, Rob's not here. So
we're Robless.
Yeah,
today.
you guys are just like jumping around, like...
Hey, relax. I was
like
busy
substituting.
working.
No, but you were working, so we're like, oh, we're not gonna...
Yeah, I was ready for him to bash me already. I was like watching the last episode, and I was just like, this man's gonna talk shit. And what happened? Yep, both of y'all were talking shit about my tattoos. That's crazy. I've been gone for like almost a month. The little tattoos, the Ronnie tattoos. You want to pull the Bad Bunny? Yeah, talking shit. I was like, damn, let me breathe. Anyways, hello, beautiful people. I miss y'all.
Okay, so that day, right? You and we talked about it a little bit off camera, but that day you guys were at Shop Local for La Voz, right? And
La Voz Poetica.
So how did you feel? How did you feel about that event? It was cool.
I thought it was cool. It was very eye opening. There was one speaker that she really got to me. She was like, I think she was releasing her book, and she was reading part of it, like a little bit of the what is it called? Inserts of the book. Mm-hmm. So little pieces, and the first one she read, I started tearing up. I was like, "Fuck me!" And then I saw Evelin, because I was like sitting like on a bar stool, and she was like sitting on a chair. Yeah. So I was like, "Fuck!" I hope they don't look, because Micho was there too. So I was like, "Fuck!" I gotta keep the strong front. I gotta for the podcast. And then like I like felt like one tear roll down, and I saw her look. I was like, "Fuck me!" Like I'm about to go outside or some shit. Like it was a really like touching. It was very intimate poems where I was just like, "Damn!" Like. You know that people are going through stuff, but you never really know like how bad people have it sometimes. Yeah. Because like you can think for yourself like, oh, I have it really bad, but then it's like not to compare. It's like, oh, my shit is worse than yours, but it's like it's eye opening where it's just like it makes you appreciate everything. Where it's just like, damn, like literally my shit is nothing compared to like the stuff that they've been through. So I thought it was really eye opening. Definitely made me more grateful than like I went to begin with. Yeah. So I was like, damn, I want to go to more events like that. Maybe one day open up.
Evelin did say that she had rather take you instead of Alondra, porque Alondra, she's just gonna, I knew that she's gonna be very like blunt about shit, you know? Mm-hmm. But Evelin knew you were like the mental health, like you have like the thing for mental health or whatever, like the interest. Mm-hmm. So, but then she's like, porque ella le da, I don't know what it is with Evelin, pero ella le da like, she maybe it's just awkward for her when people cry, because she said did she cry, the lady or whoever was reading the poem?
Yeah, she was choking up. That's what got me too.
And Evelin's like, yeah, she was like, así como que iba a llorar. Mm-hmm. So I looked at Ronnie, but then when I looked at her, like,
I should have looked away. I was like, let me know.
She was like crying. So then
my lashes.
She's like, fuck. She's like, is something wrong with me? Porque I just laugh, you know, like she just thinks, not that it's funny, porque we had talked about it, and I'm like, do you think it's funny, like, haha funny, or is just like
haha weird,
or like, or it's just like oh, that's funny, you know? And she's like, no, it's just. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just like a reaction que ella tiene when she sees people cry or some shit. You know?
I mean, I kind of see it too, because like there's times where it's like I could cry about like whatever it is. Well, not that. If it's other people, then that's different, right? But if it's like my own stuff, like there's stuff where it's like I could be upset about it. There's not a lot that upsets me, because I really try not to let it get to me to that point. But whenever like it's like one of those like in-betweeners, right? Where it's like, should I laugh about it? Or should I just cry? Like, should I just let it out? Should I be emotional about it? And for the most part, I try to laugh it off. But it's just like, it's not. Yeah. So now you're laughing at my pain. That's crazy. No, on camera. That's crazy.
Right now that you said in-betweeners. I remember on the last podcast with Rob, we're talking about the hot dogs. And then I'm like, what do you call them? I'm like, wieners? And he's like, yeah, wieners. And I'm like,
and then you call them glizzies.
I know, but I'm like, no, it's not wieners, it's weenies.
Yeah, weenies.
Right?
Yeah.
Wieners is like a wiener, right? Like a man wiener.
I get it. I mean, there's people that call them that too.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I was like, I guess because I grew up saying like weenie, you know? Yeah. But right now that you said betweeners, my bad.
Oh my God. Anyways. But yeah, so I usually try to laugh it off, and I'm like, wow, what a dumb, like, because so it's not to talk shit about myself, but it's just like to like just laugh about it instead of like crying about it. I'm like, what a dumbass. Something like that shit would happen to me. Like that would happen to me. So I like laugh it off, right? It doesn't affect me as much as like one, before, and two, it's like it's just one of those things where it's not really something to get upset about. Yeah. But that was like, but I think with Evelin, I think because of where she used to work, she had to kind of like disassociate from like or learn to compartmentalize, because obviously there it's like, if I were to work there, I'd be crying the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
So obviously they're not gonna want me there, because it's a funeral home. Like, people are already mourning, people are already like sad, upset, you know, whatever it is. So I feel like those people, they're stronger in that suit because they don't like, they know how to like talk to people while they're going through that. I wouldn't know how to, like, if my friend, I apologize, friends. If y'all come to me, like, I'll talk to you guys. Like, I'll talk to anybody, right? Especially if they're going through. But there's times where it's like, I don't know what to say. Because it's like, either one, I haven't been in that situation. Or two, it's like, I don't know what to do. I just, like, close up. And it's not to not help. It's just, I don't know what to do or say. And I feel like what I'm going to say is not going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me being, like my harshest critic. I'm like, nah, because if I say that, maybe they're gonna think this, maybe, and who knows, maybe they're gonna think like, oh, I needed to hear that. So I think I've been getting better with talking about certain situations, especially whenever it's things that I've gone through. Then I talk to them, or like I'll tell them like, oh, you know what, like what helped me is my therapist told me this, to look at it like this, blah blah blah. So I was like, damn, like that really helped me. So I tell them like, I hope that it helps you the way that it helped me. If not, I hope it helps you more. But yeah, it's one of those working in progress type of things. Because obviously I would want to help people as much as I can. Just certain times I just don't know what to do. And I kind of feel helpless. I'm like, fuck. Like,
yeah, porque a lot of things, también, Evelyn's gone through shit, you know? Mm-hmm. And like very crazy shit. And then she's like, it's so wild. She's like, porque a lot of the stuff that I went through, she's like, I could be like, oh, I'm traumatized. You know, I'm like, whatever. Like, my mental health is like crazy, but she's just like, nah, she's like, I just went through this shit. Yeah, it sucks, whatever, but
like it happened.
But I'm like, I'm not gonna
let it stop you.
Yeah, or hold on to it. Not that people hold on to their traumas or whatever, but in a way, I mean, do you? I don't know.
Ask the question.
Because I was like, I was telling Evelyn, I'm like, man, there's no way. That's cool, you know. Mental health is obviously important. Mm-hmm. But I told Evelyn, there's no way that somebody's going to make me go to therapy, you know, porque I'm pretty sure, like, they'll find some shit in my past and they'll be like, man, that was very tragic for you or traumatic for you. I'm like, but if I try to think of something traumatic that happened to me, I have nothing, you know?
But I think that's also, like, I think a lot of people think it's like, oh, I'm never going to go to therapy. Like, it could happen, right? It could. I'm not going to say, like, you're for sure never going to therapy. Like, there's some people that just don't want to, and that's fine. But then there's some people where it's like they reach a certain limit where you're just like, okay, well, I couldn't figure it out. So maybe if I get like a different input, because obviously you always want to like, well, it depends because some people don't care, but like a different perspective always helps. Because I felt like what helped me is like I kind of reached rock bottom through my last relationship. I was just like really going through it and trying to figure out like what my next move was. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like I have been wanting to go to therapy. Like it was in the back of my mind. Now it's like I feel like it's a sign. So then I started helping me, and I was like, oh fuck, like okay, like now that she helped me with this, let me see if she can help me with something else. And we talked about different stuff, and I was like, oh shit, like obviously therapy works in different ways for different people. And your first therapist probably might not be your only therapist. If it is, kudos. Like, that's cool. It's cool finding them on the first try. But obviously, like, you have to try to look for one that aligns with you. Mm-hmm. That way they can help you understand things better. Because it's like, that's like if you get a white therapist and you're Mexican, right? They're not going to understand certain things. So they might not be able to help you as much as you would like. For me, it helped me mend a lot of relationships that I thought that I would never like fix. Mm-hmm. And then with other things, it's like, let's say like people, right? Like people let me down, right? Whatever. So I'm like, okay, like it is what it is. Like, yeah, like me dolió, but I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Like what my therapist told me, she's like, you have to treat people like experiences. Like you can't like, obviously, like, let's say, think of a trip that you took, right? That you love so much. And it's not that, like, obviously you would want to go back to it, but it's like, it is what it is. I had fun while I was doing that. And okay, so on to the next experiences. And that's what helped me not cling on to people. Because I used to have like that attachment issue with people where I was just like, no, like this has to work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if it doesn't work, it just, we're not meant to be. We're not compatible, whatever. Yeah. So
do you think it was because también, like, were you single at the time or no? Like the whole therapy stuff?
I had just gotten out of the relationship.
But then that's like one thing that was like a topic, no, with therapy, like when you would go,
that was like the major part at the time.
No, because I was like, I wonder también if it's like because me and Evelyn are just we're each other's, like we talk to each other or whatever. yeah, like I'm thinking like, okay, is it because like we just
Are you saying I didn't talk to my partner, bro? That's crazy.
no, I'm just saying like yeah, like if I go through something or whatever, or if she goes through something, pues ella me va a hablar a mí, and then we're just gonna talk about it, you know, or and I'm not really, I mean, I am like we're blunt with each other, but we feel this
like y'all are transparent.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I feel
That's
good.
good.
Like,
That's
you
healthy.
know, I feel like, so in my head, I'm like, okay, when am I gonna need to go to fucking therapy if I can just talk to Evelyn? Which I know, like, but I told her, I'm like, I know that if I tell somebody, like, I'm never gonna go to therapy. I'm like, I don't need that shit, whatever. I told Evelyn, yeah, I already know that they're gonna come at me with the, oh, that's normal. You say that now, that's normal. Like, he's like, but trust me, you need that. You know, I've told her, I'm like, they're gonna.
As I just said that earlier.
I'm that person. And I'm like, pero yeah, it's just a thing. Like,
yeah.
Porque uno piensa like, no, like you say that, but once you do it, like you're gonna be like, wow, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm like, whoever gets me to go to therapies, man, is gonna have to fucking work super hard, porque there's no way. It's just, to me, it's like one of the, it's like
opening up to somebody, like,
to me it's just like it's like switching religions. Like, I'm like, this shit's hard. Like, I'm not gonna
it is one of those things where it's like, if you're going, like, I told myself, I was like, look, if I'm gonna go to therapy, I'm gonna for sure be vulnerable, like, to no end, right? Like, they're gonna know me for sure, because obviously I want changes, because obviously I've tried doing it, right? And I've talked to my best friend. Obviously, it's different than a partner, right? But I felt like certain things I couldn't talk about with certain people. So I talked to them. I talked about those situations with my therapist, and she's like, okay, well, how about if you look at it like this? Like, she'll give you, like, options. And that's why, like, I've told my best friends, like, hey, if you guys ever need it, I'm not going to tell you, hey, get a therapy. Now that I go to therapy, y'all should go to therapy too. No, that's not ever going to be the case. I'm not going to force you into that. It's like, that's why I've never understood religion, but that's a whole different topic. But so when it comes to therapy, it's like, I'm open to talking about it. If you want my therapist's number, I'll gladly give that contact, because obviously I would want people to get the help that feel like they need that help. If you don't, then you're cool. Like, you're good. Like, you don't have to get it. It's just one of those things where it's like definitely eye-opening if you do decide to do it. But I did tell myself, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the most vulnerable that I can be, because this is a person that's trying to get to know why I am the way I am, why I act the way I act, why I say the things that I say, everything. So I would want her to give me her honest input. And there were certain things where it's like I didn't want to talk about, and she was like, okay, we don't have to talk about it now, whenever you're ready, blah, blah, blah. And then we ended up talking about it, like, not the next session, but the following one. And I was able to break down, like, every single possible outcome or from that situation. And it wasn't even close to what she told me to do. So I was like, okay, well, if I wasn't able to fix it, maybe I should do what she says. Let's see. A lo mejor ya hay cambio, right? So I did that, and I was able to, excuse me. Growing up, I didn't really have the strongest relationship with my dad. So when that one was like a really hard one, because I was just like, nah, because he's a very, like, typical Mexican, like, man. Like, he's like to himself, no emotion. He doesn't show emotions. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's normal. Maybe I have to do that. Obviously, I'm the girl. Like, I'm supposed to be like more lovey-dovey, like more emotional, more whatever. But I felt like I had to be cold. I had to be emotionless. I had to be toxic. Ugh, terrible. But, like, through therapy, I was just like, oh shit, like, I don't have to be those things. I don't have to, like, I know I gravitate more towards how my mom is. Like, she's just the greatest person ever. And I felt like I always wanted to be like her, but I didn't want to let people in, because I felt like they were going to hurt me before I even knew if they were going to do that. I was right the whole time, because they did hurt me, but, like, looking back at it, I was like, damn, like, I really didn't have to be a certain type of way towards them. Because if they're a certain type of way towards me, then that speaks on them. It has nothing to do with me. Like, if they do stuff behind my back, like, a lot of girls are always like, oh, like, I can't believe he did that. Like, I wasn't worth it to him, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with that person. That person's not secure. That person felt like you were going to leave, or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
So I started learning, like, whenever people do certain things to me, like, que no me parece, I'm like, okay, I can't take it personal. Like, yes, it stung a little bit, but it's like, I can't take it personal, because at the end of the day, people do whatever they do because they want to do them, not because it's like it has anything to do with me. So then that's when I started, like, seeing people for how they are. Like, if they fuck up, it's like, I understand mistakes can happen, but it's like, if you constantly keep doing it, then you really don't care to change which is fine, but I don't have to allow you into my life because I want to change. I want to keep growing. I don't want to be the same person that I was last year or the year before that. And like next year, I'm going to say like the person that I am today, like I hope that I changed from then. Like obviously right now I'm like living my best life. It's great. It keeps getting better. But it's like I just want to keep bettering myself. And I don't want to put like a certain cap to that.
Yeah.
And I think that what helped me was like through therapy for me. Obviously for everybody's different. Like everybody has a different what is it?
No, not tolerance.
Like a thought of it, I guess. Like
opinion?
an idea of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning. Yeah. Is that what you said?
No, I said opinion.
Oh, that's why I need my headphones. Damn it. But yeah, I think that's why. I really like going back to the main thing. I did like the event. It was great. It was very eye opening, like I said. So. Yeah.
Nah, that's cool. Yeah. So I edited that video, like I was telling you off camera. So let's see how people like it. Yeah, because I told Evelin, I'm like,
don't come for me, because if I'm nervous on there, don't come for me, all right?
I was like,
clipped it.
I was like,
we're not doing this.
I was like, only 3 people? And she's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, something happened. I don't know what happened, but
yeah,
I thought it was more. In the whenever I transferred the files, they don't like a bunch of files, but some of them were like do-overs with y'all. I think it was 2. It was like y'all redid 1.
The intro.
Yeah. But I think I used the last one.
Okay, yeah, the last one was like better because we did the first trial run, and then we're like, okay, cool, we're good. And everyone was like, do you want to go again? I was like, no, I'm good, because I was already good. Like mentally, I was good. So then, once I started seeing everything, the whole event take place, I was like, oh fuck, we're gonna be doing the intro, because that wasn't the intro. Like whenever we did the first trial run, it was just a trial run. Like that wasn't like.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't official. Because she said that we're going to do it towards the end. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I should be fine. Well, I got freaking nervous. And I think, I was just like, we did that,
You can hear it in the video. Like, when you're
the nervousness?
No, where you're like, can we do it again? I just got nervous. Like, you're so shit.
Dude, because I'm a freaking nervous, right? Like, I'm, obviously with the podcast, I've learned to be a little bit more social. Because it's like, if you see me on Instagram, I look like a freaking social butterfly. I'm really not. Like, I just stick to the same friends. It's like, if I meet new people, that's cool. Like, I like meeting new people. It's just, there's times where I just shut down because it's like, I'm not used to it still. Especially if I'm going to be recorded. Like, this one is a little bit easier because I'm not looking directly at it. Like, I'll do, my little Jim from The Office reactions. It's like...
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like if I'm fully being recorded, I'm like, oh shit, this is different. Like,
how was
this
it
is public too.
How was it like? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How was it behind camera? Were people looking at y'all? It was just like y'all.
It was very nerve wracking. Nerve wracking. So I'm like,
wrecking or racking?
Wreck it, Ralph. Racking. Nerve wracking.
RACKING.
WRACK.
No.
I promise you. You know, we're gonna look it up. I'm bad, guys. I get to look up stuff on Google. Google. Nerve wracking.
Like,
dang, that's kind of crazy because I'm actually wrong.
Or is it wrecking?
Wait, it's weird because it says both.
I thought it was nerve wrecking because it's like, it's wrecking your nerves or whatever.
That's what I thought too. Apparently, it's nerve wracking. Is the original? Oh, sorry, nerve, and then racking like racks on racks.
Nerve wracking. Yeah, because rack with a W is kind of wild.
Yeah, well, they have it on both. See, they have nerve wracking. Whatever, that word. So obviously in public is different because people are looking at you. And you already see how I am with taking the picture. What is it called? The thumbnail?
Yeah.
I have to have, okay, I don't know if you know, y'all don't know this, but whenever we do when we used to do the thumbnails, I would have them step out and he would set up 2 tripods and take my picture. That way I can see what I look like. So obviously
we need an updated picture though.
Yeah.
I know I said I was going to do the whole thing. I just cleaned the fucking garage porque ahí es donde le íbamos a hacer. In the garage, so I can have the backdrop. We're doing the monthly one? We can plan for it, but ahorita you need to take one.
Oh yeah, for sure. I brought my cool shirt.
All right.
Thank you. I always bring cool shirts on this shit.
Yeah, but other than that, that was, it's cool, and I understand the whole getting nervous and stuff, but yeah, because I was looking at it and I'm like, I wonder if I would have been kind of the same.
Probably not. You're a dude. You're
but then I'm like, nah, I would just
collected.
fucking ask.
Well, and because you've done this and much more, and you've done it at Mania, where it's a bunch of people are walking around.
Yeah, so and then I did think, since y'all were asking, I kind of wish at the same time y'all would ask the same questions to the same people, but I thought that's what y'all did. So while I edited before I even watched the the clips, right? So I was like, so then I was like, all right, it's the same question. In my head, I'm like, it's the same questions. So then I wanted to make it one of those. Evelyn asked one time, she'll be like,
and then you see the three
like,
different reactions.
Introduce yourself, you know. And she's like, oh, I'm boom, and then the guy boom, and you know, and then you're like, and then you're like, oh, what's how do you relate to mental health, right? And then see. Boom. And then she gives me the answer, the guy and then the girl.
See, I didn't even think about that.
And I was like, okay. So I started editing like that. I'm like, all right, boom, 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 boom. But then I'm like, oh shit, like it's a different question, so I can't do it, you know. And then I'm like, so I just went back and just did it like.
I mean, unless you do like, sorry, the first two I know for sure. Those are like mainly like I asked the same question, and it's the third one where I was like, fuck, like I don't want to keep asking. It's gonna look too uniform, like where it's like. Okay, you're like a fucking robot. Like you're not asking me genuinely. You're asking me like randomly. But I feel like had I done like that, or what you could do is let's say like the first two, where I asked that same question is like put those two together, like their reaction, like me asking once and then their reaction, and then the rest of them like do like solo. Yeah,
because I was like, I told Evelyn, I'm like, all right. She's like, these aren't gonna go on YouTube, right? I'm like, nah, they're gonna go on YouTube. And then I'm like they're gonna go on YouTube, but then I saw it was just 3 people. Yeah. So I'm like since it's just 3, I'm gonna just put that shit on Instagram. Like it's like there's no point for me to. I hope I can upload the whole thing on Instagram. I think I can. I don't know. So then I cut off like their Instagrams, like you know whenever y'all would be like, oh, where can they find you? And then it's like at whatever.
Oh, and you're just gonna put their thing.
No, I just cut that part out because I was like, I'm gonna tag them. Like
that's what I mean.
You know, I'm like it's kind of if it was on YouTube, then it would make sense. You know.
I see that.
But it's one of those things. So, but we'll see. I don't know. You'll see it when it comes out. But here, let's go on a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Bye. He says C for clap.
C for clap. Shout out Rob.
I forgot you don't have your headphones. So if it's loud, I apologize.
All right, what topics do we have today?
Let's get into these topics. I've been waiting a good minute. I'm sorry, guys. I got to do my homework today.
Damn, what if I ask you the same questions that I asked Rob?
All right, cool. Go for it. I haven't seen that part yet, so I'm going to be...
Let's jump back and forth.
Biased. Okay, fine. One of my topics is this guy was driving while being in Zoom court, right? Like it was just like
I think I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. It wasn't that much. It was just that. And actually, the reason why he was going to court is because he had a suspended license. And the lawyer, the judge was like, "Are you driving?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, hold on, I'm about to park." And so he parks, and then the guy, like the judge, he was too stunned to speak. He's just like. You realize, or I forgot how he said it. Basically, like in my words, but what he said, he's like, you realize that you're coming to like this court session is because you have a suspended license, and you mean to tell me you're driving, and like his lawyer is there, like at the court. It's just like, yes, Your Honor, we're here because he's on a suspended license, and then you just see the guy freeze up. He's like, I'm gonna have to call you back, and he just ends the call, and I was like.
Yeah,
are people that stupid? Like 2024.
What if it was like a he didn't know the video was on?
No, he knew because he's like, hold on, I'm about to park. Like, why would you even pick up? Like, just be like, hey, can I call you back in a quick second? Or just park wherever you're at. Like, just don't even move. Why are you even moving? But apparently he had like I don't know if people said that he had like a doctor's appointment or whatever. He's like, oh, it's just, I just left. Either he said it or people in the comments were saying that he was like coming from a doctor's appointment or going to a doctor's appointment. I was like, bro, you got a suspended license. Like, what do you mean? Like, there's Uber. Well, I guess because it might be expensive, but it's like...
It is.
Probably. Are you fucking dumb? Like, what the...
I know. Do people still use Zoom like that?
I guess like so. Yeah, because I use Zoom at work.
Okay, because I just jumped on a Zoom call. And
what? So why are you going to ask that question?
I'm like, because I don't use it. Like, and I'm like, I thought it was like a COVID thing, you know?
No.
And, but that's the go-to, like...
There's Teams too, Microsoft Teams.
Okay.
And I guess it's just
somebody I'm working with was like, hey, are you down for a Zoom call? You know, I'm like on Wednesday. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, fucking, that's what I'm like, man, I gotta fucking download this fucking app and, log in, look for the account and all this shit.
Forgot password,
and
go
then,
to email.
And then I'm like, I gotta use my phone. Like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna end up showing stuff on my phone or whatever, or looking shit up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me just set it up on my iPad. So I put it on my iPad, and then I'm waiting. I don't know how it works. Like, I'm like, all right, he's gotta send me like a class, like a little link or some shit. Mm-hmm. And then I had to I don't link my messages to anything. Okay. It's just my phone. Like, you know how you could do it on your iPad, the Mac. So you can just check your messages everywhere. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, now I have to like enable that. Yeah. So he can send me the link to the iPad so I can directly open it from the iPad. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you just text it to yourself?
I did that. Well, yeah, I did that. I tried to do that. I think I did do that. And then, so I did all that. Anyway, I get on this fucking Zoom call, and then I'm the only one with the camera on. I thought you had to be with the camera on.
Okay, what is this pertaining to? Like, is it like through work or through like personal work?
It's like for design for Vogues Studios.
Oh yeah, you don't have to. Cause at work we don't do that. I thought we were supposed to. Cause whenever I did the interview from where I work at now, I did with the camera, and I think like two of the cause I interviewed with like 3 different managers. I think 2 of the managers, they had it on, and then one manager didn't, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck, man. That means I got to talk to these people, like, face-to-face. Like, well, not face-to-face, ironically. But through, like, Zoom calls, I was like, fuck. What if I'm not looking good? Well, we don't have to. So I just have the little thing that covers it. Mm. But, yeah, I think a lot of people, like, why can't you just call? If you're not going to look, like, if you're not going to FaceTime.
Exactly. So I was like, all right. Like, so when we get on, like, they're like, hey, what's up, man? Da-da-da. Mm. And then the boss of the business or whatever, he was there too. And I'm like, I don't know what this guy looks like, I know what the other guy looks like because of IG, but then the boss, I'm like, and they're just talking. I'm like, in my head, I was like, we could have just got on a call. Like, I had to go through all this shit for a damn Zoom thing, But
I mean, I understand if you're going to share your screen and show me something, like, that's cool. I understand that. But it's like, if you're not going to show me that, then why the hell?
The whole time they just saw me drink water and shit. Like, I was just there, like, I'm just drinking water. Yeah. Like, yeah, whatever.
But are you the type of person that looks at your square only, or you look at the other? Well, I mean, in this case, just one more square, but.
I'm looking at myself because there's nothing else to look at.
But let's say if you Zoom with other people, right? Well, you could. There's Google Meet, which that's the one that I use with my therapist. There's Zoom. And then there's Microsoft Teams. And I'm pretty sure there's other one for Apple. I don't know if it's like the FaceTime one. But it's like, let's say other people are on there, right? Do you look at them or do you look at your own screen?
Whoever's talking.
Oh, okay. I don't be looking at them. I be looking at myself. I'm like, why do I make that face? Why do I make that reaction? Because you don't know what you're, like, you make a reaction, but you don't know what it looks like. So that's why I feel like this is cool because, like,
yeah. I still need to fucking connect that shit. That TV is just there for no reason.
It's for show.
Yeah.
Whenever you're selling the house, it's cool.
Here, okay.
All right.
So he gets a pass.
No, definitely not. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of wild, huh?
All right, let's.
All right, I'm trying to. All right, you don't know these questions yet, right?
No, I haven't seen that part. Okay. No.
Let me see.
Are you trying to feminize the questions or what?
No. It's like literally the same question, but I'm trying to pick a good one.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a list. Did you find the list? I only got to that part where it's like you were talking about a list and you couldn't find it.
Oh, the Houston list?
Oh, no, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Houston songs list. Okay, submissive women are more attractive than dominant women.
Wait, submissive women are more attractive than dominant women?
Yeah.
But that's more of like geared towards asking a guy that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's what, okay.
From like, so it's like, yeah, because my question was to Rob, like, are submissive women more attractive than dominant? Okay, well then we could just switch it out, like switch it over. So it's like
submissive men,
dominant
men. Okay, so
like, do you want to be the dominant? Pretty much, are you the dominant woman or the submissive?
So I
woman?
I used to feel like I had to be the dominant man. Man, what the fuck?
Cut You're that the out. You're the
homie. Ew. No, I felt like I had to be dominant in my last relationships, and I didn't really allow myself to be like the vulnerable one, like I guess it's submissive, but because they didn't provide that for me, like if you're a like a dominant man, like I'm gonna let you do you, like I want that, like I want you to do that, like if you're a submissive man, that's cool because there's girls that like submissive men, but they're the dominant ones.
When I think of submissive men, I think of like guys like on all fours or something.
Oh, like a dominatrix.
I guess.
Oh yeah, that's what I think of like whenever you said that. So.
All right, pero tampoco. Okay, if you say like you're a submissive woman, it doesn't mean,
que te dejas.
Yeah, it doesn't mean because Rob también said like I don't mean like a what do you say, a doormat. He's like I don't mean a doormat type of girl,
like like a pushover.
Yeah, he's like he was saying that.
Yeah.
Pero tú también like as a submissive woman, it doesn't mean that you're not independent.
Right. You could be submissive and independent at the same time. So the thing is, for me, like, or at least for what I want in a man, I want him to be dominant. Obviously, you're not gonna talk shit to me. You're not gonna come at me crazy. There's certain things where it's how you act. So wait, have you seen that? No. Sorry, I got TikTok on the brain. Anyways, but like, not every guy can bring that submissiveness out of me. Because if you're talking to me, you're talking shit like crazy to me, you're tripping. You're not gonna fucking talk to me. Like, there's certain where I revert back to my old ways and I'll be dominant and I'll be like, no, you're not gonna fucking talk to me that way. But there's certain things I don't know how to explain it. It's just a guy just has to like have that energy. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, then you don't. That's cool. I don't want somebody that doesn't have that. So it's like, that's why it's like certain, you can tell whenever you talk to people, like, you don't even have to talk like in a certain sense. It's just like generally talking, you're like, okay, like I like this. I like
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, do you know people that are like different like that? Like where the guy's the dominant one in one relationship and then in this relationship like they're the submissive one?
What do you mean, like in their past relationship and then
do
they're now
you know like personally like couples like that?
Like like two different couples?
Yeah. Like can you if you think like of couples that you know, like you think you can tell like, okay, who's the dominant one?
Yeah, you can kind of tell. You
can tell?
Yeah. So for me, it's like in public, I would never want to give like the idea of like if I'm submissive, if I'm dominant. Like I don't want either roles to be taken like that. Unless it's like the guy being genuinely like I don't know, something about like, it's not like where you're a pushover where it's like you do everything for your girl where it's like, okay, you're dominant. No, like, or you're submissive. That's not the case. It's just like, it's kind of one of those things like if you got it, you got it. Like you have that confidence, you radiate that confidence. If you don't, it's like you're telling me I have to be the guy. Like I don't want to be with somebody that lets me be dominant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to be like because I've done it for so long, and it's just like it's not really who I want to be. And I've learned that from my past two relationships where I'm like, oh, like I didn't let the guy, because literally I was like independent, yes, but I was like hyper independent where it's like I really don't need a man. Like I don't need to depend off of a man. To where it's like I didn't want him to get me gifts. I didn't want him to like look for a place for us to stay. Like, you know, because I was in 2 long-term relationships. It's not just like a random ass relationship. So obviously like they would be looking into like getting a place for us together, and I was just like, no, like I don't want to live with you, not now, right now. I want to live like by myself for a good while, and then eventually if things go the way that they're supposed to, then yeah, we can live together. But I was always in that state of mind of like, no, like I got this. Now I'm like, I don't got this, like you got this, like please have this for us. I don't want this shit no more. But yeah, I think I mean, different strokes for different folks, you know. But for me, I personally would like, I like being submissive to the right dominant man.
Okay.
If you don't got it, then we're not vibing. We can be friends, but we're not vibing. Fuck that shit.
All right. What topic you got?
All right. Sorry for the back and forth.
No, because I was asking him some crazy questions, honestly.
You want to go with another one? Another question?
It's because I kind of know the answer to this from you.
What is it?
I got 2 more questions.
Okay.
One is, a man can be friends with attractive women.
I think they can. They just have to, I'm not gonna say they have to limit it, but it's just like kind of like not allow disrespect type of thing. Where it's like, si se pasan ellas, then that's kind of a problem. But if he's like just friends and that's that, and it's not like some weird ass conversations where it's like, oh, what do you blah blah blah, like about sex, whatever. It's like, why do you even need to know her input, right? But I mean, I think they can be like,
okay,
yeah.
I think so.
I feel like I've learned that over the years, because you'd be super jealous. I was like, why the fuck are you talking to her? Like, guys are allowed to have friends. Yes, they are.
Like, in a way, I'm like, all right, it's just the looks, right? It's just the way this friend happened just to, what if like they're a ugly friend and then they have a glow up over the summer type shit.
That too,
you know, it's like,
but at the same time, what if that guy's not even attracted to that girl, even though she's attractive? Like maybe she has, like, not to throw shade to the girl, right? Maybe her personality doesn't match up.
They said like yeah. No, yeah.
I feel like that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can. Yeah, because it would be one thing is like it's like some people, they look attractive physically, but what if they're like toxica vibe type shit, and then or they just like they're just weird and shit, like you just.
Or they're a homie hopper. You never know.
I guess, kidding. Right?
No, but like the man, like, let's say, like, see, that's why I'm glad I grew up ugly, because I relied on my personality. Now I'm great with both, right? Because I work out, you know. Obviously, I'm not gonna say I'm like a 10 out of 10, but it's like I'm better than what I used to be in middle school. I look great now, but my personality is bomb as fuck. So that's I'm like, okay, like if it doesn't work out physically, that's cool, because you're not gonna get to know me personally.
Yeah.
Which you're missing out on, but.
If that guy Israel from Instagram, the one that goes around,
oh my god, I fucking hate that guy.
If he was to ask you like, what would you rate yourself?
I'd probably say like a 6.5.
You say 6.5?
A 6.5 or 7. I'm working on the 7. A strong
but
7.
Wouldn't you like just be like, oh, I'm a 10? Because I mean, but
no, because then I look cocky. Then I look like well, because there's times where I do feel like a 10. But then I think the average for me is like a 6.5, because sometimes I don't be like looking the part, and I'm just like, nah.
It is kind of crazy. I'm thinking about it, because he'll ask girls, and some of them, the cocky ones, will be like, oh, I'm a like tan gorditas or whatever, and she's like, oh, I'm a 10, you know, and then that's when he hits him with the like, I'll give you a good 6.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
Know, like
you're not gonna humble me. Yeah,
you're
not gonna humble me. Like,
but
I'm,
what
I'm
if you were to be like,
what
if you were like, I'm like a 2?
I would never say 2.
But then he's forced to be like, you're a good like 7.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like.
I mean, it's not like I'm trying to fish for compliments. I'm just gonna go with the 6. Like, especially because, like, for me personally, like, I see how my Instagram looks, right? Obviously, I'm gonna choose the best pictures to be on there, because aesthetics. No, not aesthetics. I just like how those pictures look. But it's like, I grew up with like oh my god, I still suffer through it now. Body dysmorphia, where it's like I look at myself in the mirror, like one mirror I look fucking great, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's a 10, and I look at another mirror and I'm like, what the fuck, like that's not a 10, that's like a 3. Who the fuck, who are these two people? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of like grade myself at a 6.5, because let's say I could look better. So obviously if I say a 10, I couldn't look better, and I feel like I could look better, so I'm like, okay, but I'm talking more of like me mentally, like I'm like, I don't feel like I look like a 10, so that's why I rate myself at like a 6.5. I'm trying to go for a 7 this summer, hot girl summer, you know, but yeah, I'd say
not
like
according to Rob, right? Hot girl summer. It means like
I already started hot girl summer last weekend, so I'm good. This I'm excited for the summer, but anyways, it's besides the point. All right.
You know, talking about mirrors real quick. Do you remember that time they're selling those mirrors? I don't know if it was on TikTok or but it was like. It's the mirrors that like don't reflect. I don't know how it works, but it was like, I honestly don't know how it works. But there's a mirror que te enseña how you really look. You know what I'm talking about?
Like an inverted one?
Yeah, you know how like on TikTok you have the filter where you invert it, so now it's like
the way people see you.
Yeah, the way people see you. Mm-hmm. It was a mirror made like that.
Okay.
Do you remember that or no?
No.
But supposedly it's like, wow, you're like, you look into it. No,
I
didn't make it.
I'm just kidding.
I probably would have, but not on this. True.
Not on the spot.
All right. Well, what other topic?
All right.
I'll save the last question.
We're going to do 2 questions.
Oh, yeah, it's 5 minutes.
I bet. They're short topics anyways. I don't know if you saw the clip of Northwest in the Lion King Broadway show.
I did. No, I saw the little thumbnail for the post, but I didn't watch the video. What was that?
Well, it was like a Broadway show, so it's like kind of like an official type of show of the Lion King, right? I've always wanted to go because I love Lion King, right? I have Lion King tattoo on my, I don't know what you call it, like the inner calf, type of, like the one that's on the tree, that Rafiki dress, that one. Anyways,
with the thing? Or
no, without it. I know, I gotta go back and like add the little shading.
At this point, right? Just like,
yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing with my tattoos, my baby ass tattoos. I know what I'm doing. Anyways, yeah. So I've always wanted to see it in Broadway. So that's like if I'm not mistaken, I think it's in New York.
Yeah, I think it's New York.
Okay, well, a lot of people, like a lot of the parents of the kids that actually auditioned for, I think she's Simba, they were complaining on TikTok. Well, they weren't complaining. They were like talking their shit, right? As they should. Because they said that their kids had auditioned and trained and or rehearsed, right? Rehearsed back to back for the role just to get swiped by Northwest, aka Kim Kardashian, aka Yeezy's little baby. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how would you feel if Bilo is working on something, lo que sea, right? It could be acting, it could be whatever. And then he gets sideswiped by somebody, like a famous kid, like Stormy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like somebody. Like, how would you feel? Because, like, how do you teach that to your
Stormy,
kid?
like,
yeah, but how do you teach that to Milo? Like, hey, you got to be okay with it because it's a famous person's kid.
I don't know how. It's already hard enough to teach him, like, certain shit, like, right now, you know? But to explain to him, like, who they are, he'll probably be like, okay, who's this kid?
If it's not Bluey, who is this?
Yeah. But it's like that. I don't know. To me, I'm like, all right, if you're the parent and your kid, like, you know, audition and practice and all this shit,
yeah,
and you see North up there, it's like, that's North. I mean, at this point, it's like, you can't, what can you do about it, you know? Unless she really just doesn't, it's just, I don't know, even if she had no talent, like...
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people are saying that she didn't have talent. It's like, I mean, she's a kid. What do you expect? You know, especially because it's Lion King.
Your kid... Then why isn't your kid up there?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, if your kid's so talented...
Everybody on TikTok, come for him.
But it's like... I'm like, think about the places that she's not at. Like, it just so happens that she's at that Broadway show. Like, that your kid got sideswiped. Like, the only parents complaining are... the ones who have the kids that were auditioning for that role that are like,
well, I can understand if this is like a school in Calabasas, whatever it may be, right? But this is like Broadway. Like, this is like everybody's gonna hear about this shit. So I think that's why I kind of understand the parents is them being upset.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, like, let's say they had one last year, like, and she didn't show up on that one, then
that's true.
You know, it just so happens that she did something.
Yeah, but what if she starts taking over the next few years and she starts playing other roles? What if she takes Mufasa? Actually, no, she would be Kiara because she would be like Simba's daughter.
Yeah, but at that point, I mean, don't audition for that, you know?
Hey, but she's Northwest. Like, she has a single out already with Kanye. No, like, so she's royalty.
Like, I literally wouldn't be mad. Like,
yeah. So it's Northwest. Come on now. Like, my kid got beat by Northwest. That's cool as fuck. I can say that.
Yeah, but
not a lot of kids can say that.
But they're only mad because it's. But they're only mad because it's North, right? I mean, if it was another kid,
I think it's. Honestly,
or you think they'd be mad anyway if it was?
I think it's. Well, okay, yeah, I do think that they would be mad in general, but I think it'd be more for Kim Kardashian because a lot of people hate her, right? For whatever reason they hate her, you know, a lot of people hate them, right? And I'm like, you really gotta be
people
like,
are really haters, right?
Yeah, like for real, like you have a lot of time on your hands to hate on somebody that doesn't even know you exist.
Yeah. Like,
how embarrassing! Like, oh, you're not gonna get a hater out of me. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, to say that I'm a hater. Because Rob is a hater, is a privilege. Because I'm never going to hate on somebody. I can't. I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like, I'm not going to, like, if I don't fuck with you, then I don't fuck with you. I'm just not going to, like, talk to you. And, like, you don't live in my what? You don't live in my head rent free. Like, thanks. I'm not allowing you that.
Give me $100.
That's. I'm not allowing you to have that space in my head because, like, I already have a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
I got a lot of, like, fucking things I'm trying to figure out. So you think that I'm really going to save that space for you? Not you, but, like people, like, no.
It's like, for what? No, I don't get it. I don't get how people even comment on our shit and just talk shit.
To talk shit.
I don't
I was like, you know, you make for better jokes. Like, we're going to make fun of you. Like you're making fun of us. We're making fun of you. Like, that's even worse.
Like, I really don't get it. And then sometimes it's, like, repetitive comments. I'm like, bro, you're like,
oh my god, the repetitive comments drive me insane. It's like somebody already said it like 2 hours ago. You're late. You're late.
Somebody's like does everybody need a podcast? I'm like, bro, yes, you know how many times
we're here.
Like, it's like, and then it's I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, it's just people.
It kind of sounds like they're upset because they're not that interesting to have people tune in. And it's not to say like I feel cocky, like I don't, because there's times where I'm like, damn, like I am on a podcast. That's crazy, like. Because I feel like I do this for fun. Like, I like talking my shit, you know. I like yapping a lot. So, it's like, I'm not ever going to be like, oh, yeah, I have a podcast. You got to talk to me night. Like, no. Like, ew, that's weird. So, that's I'm like, you're mad because you're not interesting. Like, I don't know what to tell you, friend. Like, get on a podcast. I might watch it. If you're that good enough, you're going to end up on my For You page. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know what you want to tell you.
And then speaking on the Kardashian shit, did you see the Travis and Tyga fight?
I did.
So it's like real? Like it was really them? They fought?
Yeah.
Oh, because there was a video before the fight. And then it's funny because Travis Scott's like on the turntables. He's like DJing. And then Tyga's in the back. And people are like, they put like the little emojis. They put like Travis Scott. And it's that guy dancing. And then Tyga is like with the eyes. And like you can kind of see like Tyga side-eyeing him a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't know what happened with that. Like, why they fight?
I don't know exactly why they fought.
Kinda.
I only saw the comments where the comments were like, somebody said that Tyga said, "Oh, I had her first," and then apparently Travis said, "Oh, I at least waited till she was 18," and I was like, "What?" And then somebody else said, I don't know if you saw the interview of Ruby Rose, where she was talking about who she was with, right?
There's 2 Ruby Roses, right?
I think there's just one.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah, the one from Orange Is the New Black, and then the other one. Yeah. Okay, no, not that one.
But you're talking about the Drewski one.
Yeah. What do they call it?
Drewby Rose?
Yeah.
Drewby?
Drewby. Yeah, that's what it was. So dumb. Anyways, that Ruby Rose, she did an interview a couple years back. So I think she's 21 now, right? But she was talking about where she was talking about who she slept with, right? And she said Travis Scott. But she said, "Oh yeah, whenever I was younger, I slept with Travis Scott." And well, you're 21. You're 21. So that means you only have like a 2-year age gap, which I doubt that's what it was, but maybe. But then people were like, "Oh, but he didn't care about that whenever it was Ruby Rose." I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's crazy." Like,
yeah, I don't know. But I did see like that clip where they were fighting and stuff, but I was like, you can't see it's so crazy. Like, how is it really? How is it that video is so grainy? It's
every
so
time everybody has a new iPhone, everybody has a new Android, whatever. So it's like you'd think that you would have a crispy ass image, and every time it's blurry. So I feel like the government has something to do with the instant distraction, because that's crazy.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, cut. Time out.
All right, I guess that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was kind of like, it's because we talked a lot like off camera though.
Yeah, we yapped a lot, guys. Sorry.
Milo had woke up and plus we were just talking. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Much love. That's it. Peace.